Greetings, demons, and welcome to Warhammer Weekly episode 80, which, geez, 80 episodes in. But we do have a lot to go over. No pickups this time around, but yeah, let's just roll the intro and get straight into it.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
So, starting off, it is, of course, October, meaning brand new monthly freebies. This time around, our free miniature is over from Age of Sigmar. We have a Slaves to Darkness... I don't know what they're actually called. This is the generic knight guy. I actually don't know what this guy's called. Chaos Warrior, I guess? I guess it is. Anyway, a Slaves to Darkness miniature. Very nice, new-looking one. And, yeah, I don't really have much to say about this. Slaves to Darkness is not a faction that I really know much about, if it wasn't completely obvious by the fact I couldn't remember what they were called. But, yeah, it looks cool. If you're a fan of chaos stuff in general, this is a nice little thing. Even if you're not an AOS player, you know, it's a nice little painting exercise. You can paint it in whatever god you choose. You know, give it a bit of red for Khorne, a little bit blue for Tzeentch, whatever you want. And, yeah, overall, not a bad miniature to be getting. I'm sure it's going to be from the variety, from the actual sprue, rather than being a specific model. But, I guess you'll have to find out by going to a store and checking it out. But... also, we, of course, have our collectible coin, which this time around is a pretty simple Kill Team skull. It's nothing too different. We've seen similar logos like this before, but yeah, it's a skull. It's an Imperial skull, Imperium iconography, as you know. We should be pretty used to it at this point. It looks good, and I'm sure plenty of people will enjoy using that one, especially those that like the more Imperial side of. You know, as in, the more like non-Space Marine side of Imperium. That's what I was trying to say there. I don't know why I said it the way I did. But, yeah, some good stuff going on there. And, yeah, that is what we have for October. So, moving on. Yesterday, as of this video going up, we did have Warhammer Day. I was, unfortunately, unable to stream it like I wanted to because I had other things going on, which you will be able to see on the channel. It was Fortnite related, but otherwise... we did have Warhammer Day, and this time around, we did have a lovely Warhammer Day miniature, once again for AOS, and this is a Chaos Sorcerer Zarkef? I don't really know. Bane of Law is his little nickname there, and this guy is absolutely lovely. I love the little horned helmet. The overall design is very cool. He reminds me a lot of the Chaos Sorcerer we actually got from Warhammer Plus. Which is kind of interesting, obviously gender swap sort of thing, but very similar vibe going on here. I'm liking the flaming book, really cool. The staff with the flame coming off it as well. A lot of opportunities from some really good painting, you know, the different materials. You've got like the bone, or is it bone or is it... Actually, it is just like a generic fur, isn't it, around his neck? But it's like, you've got like the rats, you've got the bone, you've got all sorts of stuff, the paper on him. So much cool stuff to go over, and... yeah, genuinely a really, really nice model. But, yeah, limited time, as always, with these Warhammer Day models. So if you're interested, make sure to go get it. But, yeah, overall, very nice little Warhammer Day miniature. And it's not the only thing we have for Warhammer Day. Because we also got a few new merch reveals, which I'm only going to go over briefly. But we did get some new replica helmets from Weta Workshop, which look really good. We have a, I believe it's supposed to be a Salamander. I'm not actually... Oh, sorry, not Salamander. Dark Angel. Green armor. Always get them confused. Dark Angel helmet. We've got an Ultramarine, which, of course, they were going to do an Ultramarine. And then the one that surprises me, they did a World Eater, which obviously, much bigger helmet, far more detailed. Just kind of an interesting choice that is the one that they went with. But, yeah, these look great. The replica helmets, they look fine. And, yeah, honestly, not anything that I'm overly interested in, but I'm sure plenty of people will be very... interested in getting these up to display. But yeah, otherwise, we did also get some reveals of McFarlane toys. I'm not going to get into as much detail with these, but we did get a Commissar and a new Space Marine, as well as some of the paint your own style figures that they do every once in a while, which is pretty cool. Otherwise, we do have a music soundtrack vinyl for Warhammer Space Marine 2, as well as the actual release of Warhammer 40,000, The Ultimate Guide, which I have spoken about in the past before. Otherwise, because of course it is Warhammer Day, there are plenty of sales and free giveaways and stuff like that relating to the various video games, specifically Dawn of War 2, and Warpforge are all having a bunch of giveaways and free access and stuff like that for, you know, a little bit. So make sure to check those out if you are interested. Personally, not a huge fan of Dawn and War series. I think they're alright, but they're nothing too special. And Warpforge is one of those generic card games that I just personally could never get into. It's a shame because I do quite like some of those, the Marvel ones, and I'm a Hearthstone player. I've played for a very long time Hearthstone, so I do like these sorts of games. Warpforge is just not one that I actually got into, unfortunately. But yeah, a lot of good stuff going on for Warhammer Day. And keeping it with the various merchandise, we did get a new Citadel item, and this is actually pretty cool to me. This is a Servo Skull painting palette, and it is literally a painting palette in the shape of a Servo Skull. It looks great. I really like it. The Servo Skull design actually hands itself really well to actually being used as, a painting tray, a painting palette. And yeah, this design is excellent. It is also actually able to peel off the paint pretty easily, which is really nice. My current palettes, I just keep painting over them, essentially, which is not ideal. But yeah, I basically just prime my palette over and over again. It's just a cheap, like, £1 palette or something like that I got from, I think, literally a pound shop. But yeah, it's a very basic thing that I use, but these look far higher quality than that, and I'm sure are far more expensive. But yeah, it looks very, very good. Fully reusable, as well, at least as much as they've promised. And yeah, 24 separate paint wells, which is pretty good. Like mine that I currently use, I think is 12. So this is like double the amount of space. Obviously, each of those are different sizes, so some of them are a bit smaller, some of them are a bit bigger. But depending on what you're painting, you may only need a little bit of paint for a certain colour, whereas you might need a lot for another. So if you're, painting, I don't know, Space Marines, you're painting your Ultramarines, you need a lot of blue, but you only need a little bit of silver, or a little bit of gold, whatever your accent colour is, or a little bit of black. Actually, you probably need quite a lot of black for most Space Marines. But that's beside the point. Yeah, I think this is really cool. If nothing else, it's a very nice little item just to possess. I own a lot of the random Citadel color, like, experiment items. And, yeah, this one is definitely one I'm going to look into. If it's not too expensive, definitely will be picking it up. But, yeah, very, very cool new Servo Skull painting palette. But getting into our normal content, our non-merchandising, Warhammer Day stuff, we, of course, have our Heresy Thursday reveal, and this time around, it is kind of boring, I'm going to be honest. New Legions Astartes melee weapons. I don't hate this. It's an upgrade sprue. It allows you to add a bunch of different weapons for your Space Marines, and in all honesty, the selection is really good. You get 10 chainswords, 2 chainswords in sheaths, 2 heavy chainswords, 2 Charnabal sabers, 2 thunder hammers, 4 power swords with 2 being drawn and 2 in hand, 2 power lancers, 4 power axes, 4 power mauls, 4 power fists, and 4 claw assemblies for turning the power fist into lightning claws. And then there's also 2 augury scanners, 2 melter bombs, 2 slung bolt guns, 2 hand flamers, 2 plasma pistols, 4 Volkite Serpentia, 4 Phobos bolt pistols, 4 Umbra bolt pistols, 4 Tigris bolt pistols, 8 hands split across 4 styles, 10 heads split across 5 styles, and 42 arms split across 21 styles. That is a lot of stuff for upgrading your old Marines, and I will be definitely at least buying one of these because I want to customize some of my old Marines a bit more, because I have a lot, and I mean a lot, of old Marines, and I want to give them some melee weapons, honestly. I really like this kit. Obviously, with it being Horus Heresy, it's pretty exclusive to old Marines, though. A lot of this stuff does work for Primaris, if you want to bend the rules a little bit, especially the weapons that are just a weapon in a hand. You can get away with that pretty easily. The hands are about the same size between old Marines and Primaris, but yeah, this selection is absolutely amazing, and yeah, this may be an instant pickup for me. I might be pre-ordering this right now, actually. I might be pre-ordering this after, but yeah, either way, very, very cool kit, and very excited to be able to upgrade some old Marines with some excellent weapons. Like, I know I downplayed this because, it's just more upgrade sprues, but it's like, this one's actually really good, and the selection is excellent. But yeah, that is all we have for Heresy Thursday, and that is all we have for standard, Warhammer reveals. Which brings us to our Middle-earth strategy game update, and this time we have Helm Hammerhand for the strategy game. And yeah, I don't know this guy. I'm going to be honest. I don't know who this guy is, what his deal is, what side he's on, anything like that. His little slogan thing is Wraith of the Hornburg. If that means anything to you Lord of the Rings fans, great. For me, this guy looks cool. He looks like a bit of a barbarian. But honestly, if you told me this was an AOS model, I would believe you. This does not look like a Middle-earth model to me. Middle-earth have a certain look to them. And, yeah, this is just not it. But, yeah, apparently this guy is going to be in the War of Rohirrim Battle of Endora starter set. And, yeah, he looks decent. He looks cool. He doesn't scream Lord of the Rings to me. It doesn't look like a Middle-earth miniature, in my opinion. But still, very cool, very neat. And I'm sure plenty of people are going to get a kick out of this guy, whether, they know the character or not. But that is all we have to say, really, about it. So, on that note, that leaves us with the Rumour Engine for the 1st of October 2024. And this time around, we have what looks like some sort of drilling device. I don't know if it's some sort of, handheld tool, or if it's some sort of, appendage of a robot, appendage of a vehicle, maybe even. It does appear to have a rock falling onto it. If you ask me, it almost looks like this is actually upside down, and the rock and the drill head are actually touching the base. But they've just pictured it in a way to kind of mislead us. I don't know. I don't know if they've done that. They have definitely done that, just not in a long time. But, yeah, very interesting looking little thing. I don't know what to make of it. With it being, a more conventional drill, I'd assume it's definitely going to be in 40k, or maybe 30k, but I'd lean more 40k. Once again, Imperium, maybe Votan, but I honestly do not know what it really is. But, yeah, definitely some food for thought, very interesting to look at, and that is really all I can say about it. So with that being said, that is everything for this episode of Warhammer Weekly. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe to the entire, and ring the bell so you never miss upload. Otherwise, comment below thoughts and feelings about any of the topics we've discussed today. Have you picked up any of the models, any limited models, or anything like that? I'm very interested to hear what people are thinking about those. And otherwise, it's going to be from me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease, but we'll survive. I just wanna take